So without many remarks, I want to call the following, and I wish that this speech becomes very short. Before I call the county director to pick it from there, I have my friends who will fight me, and we sit in the county education board. I want to call them, all of them here, so that they can each say one word.
Mheshimiwa, today we are redeeming back the lost glory of Isiolo County in terms of education. Very important today. And I'm sure you have contributed a lot in terms of the bursary, facilities. Thank you very much for that. According to me, hao walimu wako hapa, ukiangalia your result, wamefanya kazi ya maana. Despite the challenges we have in this county. Sio ati mimi ni mtu anati lazima niongee kuhusu walimu, lakini wamefanya kazi ya maana. Madam Director, Mheshimiwa, the biggest challenge we have in this county, one, promotion. Our walimu, they are stagnated in one grade, others for even 18 years. Sasa si wamejaribu kama mtu anakaa in one grade over 10 plus, and yet he has producing that kind of the minuscule. I think that teacher has tried. So, and the Teachers Service Commission, they are very discriminative in terms of promotion. Umesikia vile Secretary General Kupeta alisema promotion iende kwa county ile kona walimu wengi, so that asa area kama Isiolo hatutapata. Mimi nishaandika barua kwa Teachers Service Commission to refute that statement, and that man is also selfish. My brother, you forgive me. So, the recent concluded interview, Mheshimiwa, I'm targeting 365 slot ya Isiolo. Ikipewa haki, we are targeting 365. Unaona D1, our primary, our secondary, kuna watu wanakaa active for 6 years, even against the labor law. How can somebody act for 6 years, 7 years, being a principal, being a deputy principal, anafanya interview, anaambiwa even hakuna even unapata ni utapata result. So sana those things are what demoralize our teachers here in Isiolo. The other issue, understaffing. The commission are deploying the teachers. The problem, locals are not found. The locals, I mean those who are coming from Isiolo, whether it is Meru, Turkana, what. Now, unaona watu wanatoka kaunti ingine, wanakuja Isiolo, wanapata kazi, after 1 or 2 years, inter-county tena, wanarudi. So, that is the major challenges we have. The other one, teachers medical. Mheshimiwa tafadhali, mwambia Ruto, hiyo SHA is not working. Kabisa. Yes, it is not working. Last week part 1, nilikuwa na shida kutoa walimu kwa hospitali because walimu wanafungiwa kwa hospitali. Tell him that SHA is not working. Na Secretary Solo said, walimu turudi kwa NHF yetu. Tosha. Kila wakati tunatoa walimu kwa hospitali. Kila wakati. Which is not good. Mheshimiwa, kiangalia science subject, it is not forthcoming. Come next year, 2026, CBC 100% transition. Uko chini, hakuna science teacher hata moja, mpaka saa hizi. Directors, Merti and others, are you going with me? Yes. JS school, hakuna science hata moja down there. One. JS teachers, very rare. Ni wachache kabisa. So unaona, that issue of the science ni recurring. The problem which is going to be recurring even to the next stage. County Secretary was representing Governor, former Secretary. Tunataka ku contract level 5 hospital with the minute. When I say that, you know what I mean. Because in a level 5, doctors there are qualified, experienced than the other hospital, Galaxy and whatever. The other issue, ya mwisho kabisa, Bwana County Secretary, who is my brother former Nati, ECD. ECD. It's another challenge we have down there. So unaona tukiachilia huko chini hata juu utakuwa mzuri. Wacha tuongee ukweli. Tuogope Mwenyezi Mungu, ndio? That ECD, the status is not good. Because hao walimu wananiambia chakula watakataza, si ndio? Because wanaogopa wa directors. Mimi nasema usiwakataze, hiyo watoto ni wetu. Choka hawana, register hawana, duster hawana. Unaona wanategemea primary school. So when the teachers try to call me, I intervene them by saying that patie tu ni watoto wetu. Taongea na governor, so fikisha hiyo ujumbe tafadhali, so that the situation will be saved before it is nini.
The Executive Secretary Kupet. Mimi nitaongea machache sana and indirect to the point. My brother has talked about the Secretary General, the Kupet, who said about the promotion in Asan. Mimi ndio nilikuwa mtu wa kwanza kumkashifu, because I am one of the people who wrote the letter to have an equal representation in Asan areas. Na tulipata the first promotion. In fact, that time they were asleep. Nataka kuongea mambo ya capitation, mheshimiwa. Capitation iko na challenge sana. In fact, most of the principals hapa wakiona suppliers wanatoroka, because wako na mandeni kubwa sana. Na unajua mimi sitaki, I don't want to call the principals tuende kulala kwa barabara, because we can do that, lakini si mzuri. Let the capitation have a policy. Unajua vitu vingine zile zinamaliza even the county. The reason why we are here talking about these things is just political injustices zenye zimekuwa pale mbeleni. For example, if you look at a county like, I want to give a county like Muranga. Unajua in constitution we talk about equality and equity. Ukiangalia Muranga has 1.2 population. Isiolo has almost 400,000 population. The teachers in secondary in Muranga are 7,000. Isiolo 500. That's a very serious in political justices which were meant before there was devolution. Na hiyo mheshimiwa, hizi ni policies zinapaswa kufanywa pale parliament, and I know so many people will support you on that. Nataka kumalizia, I want to talk about the handship allowance. Mheshimiwa, nimekuwa nikifikiria why is handship? Tumeongea mambo ya handship allowances all along. Ile issue inaweza saidia sisi in staffing Isiolo ni handship ikue clustered. For example, there is no way a teacher in Basa ako na the same handship na muntu ako Centro hapa. Mbona isikue clustered kama house allowances? Because wa Nairobi tunajua ako cluster 1, kuna mwingine ako cluster 2, kuna mwingine ako cluster 3. Why should handship also not be clustered? If it is clustered, hii mambo ya kusema watu wanakuja anarundi kwa, you will not even hear about that. Because that's a source of incentive which we are lacking. Ya mwisho kabisa, Bwana CS, there is something Isiolo teachers have missed for so long. Na inaangukia county government. Municipality allowances. The enhanced municipality allowance in Isiolo. The only county ile after tumepewa county government, ile peke yake haijapata enhanced municipality in Isiolo. I wrote even a letter to the corporate secretary general. Na nikaspot 10 schools in Isiolo zile zinalai under the municipality. Lakini the map is with the county government. So if you provide us the map, I know Madam Mheshimiwa, you will follow up on that.
We have 1D5 principle. 1D5. 1D5, hao watu wengine wote wako below. A sub county in Muranga wako na 60 D5s against a county with 1 D5. Ukiingia kwa D4, huyu mmoja alikuwa D4 amepanda, so tumebaki sijui ni 4. I think we are 4 or 5. Haya, tukiingia huko wengine tunaenda chini sana. So and unakuta some of our schools in the south are being led by principals wako hata kwa C, which is iko chini sana. So we need to have affirmative action of raising the standard ya hao watu wa asal wakae kama watu ya Central, ili tusikue sisi tunakaa sisi ati tunaletewa. For us now, imagine tuko na sasa our D5 akienda, unajua we cannot promote anyone from here, atatolewa nje. So while we are doing this succession, can we be able to have also ours we are grooming so that they can take over also national schools somewhere else? Kwani tutakufia Isiolo sisi wote? Tutaenda kwengine hata Murang'a.
I want to appreciate the convener of this function. I want to count myself very lucky because when I've come into the office, I met such a forum. Is actually an opportunity for me to interact with the education stakeholders in Isiolo County. And I know this is a very rare opportunity. It has come the right time. I want to appreciate the conveners in a very special way. Madam Guest, I would like to say that I am personally proud of our principals because they are the main team in this forum. We are proud of you for what you are doing in our schools. I'm sure you have done a lot, even in the most remote schools in this county, like Korbesa, Bilikunur, and others. We are proud of you. Please continue doing the good job. One of the speakers have just raised about the genuinity of our results. I would like you to take caution on that. I don't want to overemphasize that. Please make sure every time you're doing something in your institution, do it fairly and justly. For the sake of this forum, I want to give a small data from the TAC. We have 6 sub-counties, and in all the 6 sub-counties, we have the sub-county directors. And today I did not come with any of them. I've only come with one of them. The other sub-county directors are doing trainings at the sub-county. As we speak, there's a training going on in Marti and Cherap on wellness, mental health issues. The same training is going on in Garbatula on mental health and wellness, and that's where most of them are engaged. So I have with me one TAC sub-county director, Pana Thomas. Please rise up. He is the TAC sub-county director for Oldonyiro. Thank you. So I want to appreciate the leadership of Isiolo because we have all the sub-county directors present. You will go to a county and you will see the counties do not have even the directors. So on behalf of the commission, I want to appreciate the leadership, including the governor, to ensure that at least the commission have sent directors on the ground. And that is, we are proud of that because even the child, as far as Halango and Riga, there's somebody who is going there to monitor those children. We have CSOs. I'm sure the leadership has played a great role. We have eight CSOs, and we have almost 6 CSOs SNE. And that tells us that our learners, even those who are SNE and regular, we have officers on the ground who are really monitoring them. So the county is well staffed in terms of the CSOs and sub-county directors. When we count the number of teachers, because of course you know, mine is about accounting for the teachers. In our primary schools, we have 1,150 teachers. 1,150 teachers in our schools. And I would like to say, Madam Guest, that we have no much problem in terms of primary school teachers. Actually, in the last data that we were sent from Nairobi to verify, we were told to remove teachers from Isiolo sub-county, Merti sub-county, and push them to Cherab and Sericho. Actually, it's only Cherab that is now understaffed with 3 teachers as per our enrollment. Only Cherab. They have a shortage of 3 teachers. But even those ones, we can easily get them from other sub-counties. So in primary section, we have no much problem. Though the problems with this great number of teachers in Isiolo, the problem is there because the teachers have their own issues. When it comes to junior school, our junior schools are seriously understaffed. We have 220 on P&P and 80 interns. All 80 intern teachers are science-oriented. I'm sure not the secretary say that, but please note, recently we have employed 80 intern teachers that we have distributed to all our schools. And I'm sure there's no single junior school teacher who have no science teacher. I'm sure if they're there, they're very few. Still, we need teachers in junior school. That is only not only in Isiolo, but countrywide. When it comes to secondary school, we have 445 teachers in our secondary schools. That, of course, we'll soon call them the senior schools. Here we have a shortage in some schools. Particularly, we have a shortage at Bulesa Secondary School. We have a shortage at Gafarsa Secondary School and Merti Secondary School and some others. That only requires some distribution here and there, but I would like the madam to note that we still have a problem of some teachers in our secondary schools. We have some challenges as a county. Among many, I will only mention few. One, we are really struggling with drugs and substance abuse amongst our teachers. A serious problem, especially in Isiolo sub-county. Our teachers, most of our teachers cannot deliver in the classroom. You go to a school in town, probably Wabera Primary School, St. Kizito, out of 26 teachers in Wabera Primary School, 9 of them are under what you call half workload. Half workload. You go to St. Kizito, out of 32 teachers, 10 of them under half workload because they can't deliver. They are either diabetic, unaambiwa kila siku na sukari, you know, issues and issues. Most of them are elderly mothers. But what do? We have to work with them. You can't interdict all of them. These are our parents, it's our teachers. So our stakeholders, sometimes when you see so many teachers in town schools, they are there, but when it comes to the classroom, they hardly deliver. The commission has taken a step towards that, because not only in Isiolo, is in all the urban towns. And now that's why you see so many training on mental issues going on countrywide. So hoping that will bring some fruit. Number two, sometimes when we post teachers to hard staff areas, we have a difficulty in housing facility. So our stakeholders, both from the parent, the NGOs, the county government, please consider getting at least some housing for our teachers in those remote schools. I have seen a situation where the head teacher tells you, please don't send any female teacher to my school because they have nowhere to stay. There are no bathrooms in those schools. So the ladies cannot live there. Even if it's makeshift, we know our background. I come from Marsabit, and Isiolo Marsabit is more or less the same. Even if you make some huts, traditional huts, in every school, imetengenezwa 4 of them in every school, they look like houses, and teachers will live there. So housing is a problem, and sometimes it's difficult for us to send some teachers to some schools. The other challenge that we are facing is the world now is going towards ICT, and we are expected to do ICT integration in education, but we are lacking these facilities, these important things in a number of our schools. We are not different from the kids in Nairobi. Therefore, something needs to be done to improve ICT infrastructure in all our centers. Even the remote centers require some ICT infrastructure because it's a requirement. CBC, without ICT, you cannot teach. And there's no special exam for the learners from Riga or from the Dachabasa. They do the same examination. So ICT infrastructure is important. The other main problem, especially on the Neuro sub-county, is about bad cultural practices. Stakeholders, colleagues, our ladies are really in problem. If you go to some of our secondary schools, Ngaramara Secondary School, Leparo Secondary School, you will see a half of the girls. They are not girls, but they are mothers. So some of the practices needs to be dealt with. I really want to ask the leadership, please do sensitization in all our areas so that our girls are safe. I think I've talked about staffing. I don't want to repeat. True, I want to agree that we have staffing issues, especially in our secondary school, some of our secondary schools like Gafarsa, I said, Merti, Bulesa. But I will try. I will try my level best to push at least some teachers to those schools. So, as you know, I am so much new to Isiolo, at least a year. I've just taken over as a director, but I'm not new to the job. With your support, with the support of the leadership, especially our teacher, who is now our county MP, I'm sure with her support, we can do a lot. Sometimes I know teachers bother you because they want favors here and there. They want to be taken close to their homes. That is human. I'm sure with good consultation and looking at both sides of the coin, we'll work together and ensure all our learners, even the most remote part of the county, are taken care of.
I never knew that we would meet again. And colleagues, that is why it is very crucial. Whenever you meet anybody, please mind about how you interact with this person. Because you don't know where you are going to meet this person again. Since I came to Isiolo County, our office, and personally myself, and the education sector has been receiving a lot of support from our leaders. But our encounter with our county MP has been spectacular. When the results were announced, was it on 14th of January? She texted me and she responded very fast, either to a call or to a text message. And she wanted to get the analysis of the KCSE results. And I told her we are working on them. When I get them, I'm going to give them to you. And I was on a vehicle traveling from Nairobi. We got the results and I text. When I text the results, this is the conversation that we had. Because, you know, sometimes we fail to give credit where it is due. Na huwa tunasema ni vizuri tupeane maua wakati mtu ako hai, si ndio? Ni vizuri tupeane maua wakati mtu ako hai. When I got the results, I sent the analysis to her and she responded. And after that, she wrote, "This is amazing. Good job to you and your team." And I told her, we need to have a meeting between principals and local leaders and tell them pongezi, they are doing well. She said, "This is in order. What do you need on our part?" That is what she asked. And then we went on. I was able to give her the analysis, how many are transiting to the university, and we also acknowledged that those results were good, bearing in mind that this is a nasal county. And she told me she's going to talk to the other leaders. The next message that I received is, how many are the principals? Then I responded, just that to imagine. Let me think about it, then I'll come back to you. The rest is history. And after we postponed from 14th, which was on Valentine, I know it was not very okay with her. We tried to push it to after Ramadhani, and she insisted that is too far. Try to bring it nearer. Mbele ya hii joto ya resorts iende chini. Hawa ni wale tulikuwa tunaambiwa those days when they were campaigning. Kusema na kutenda. Because her encouragement, her support, the county team, the Kesha team, our staff, and everybody else has made this day what it is. And I believe, because our core business here is the learner, improving the learning outcomes in our institutions, I want to believe, Mheshimiwa, kutoka hapa, we are going to do things differently. Somebody has told us about the resorts. We mind about the nature of the resorts we are getting. We have been able to go through the SWOT analysis. We understand exactly what we need. Most of us, or all of us, are professionals in this sector. And with the support of the stakeholders, demonstrated by what is here today, I believe if we say that this is a new beginning, we are going to do wonders in the education sector in Isiolo. I want to appreciate all the leadership, all the MPs, the county government, our county secretary, remember when we had the exams, and the private candidates almost made some of us disappear. I think I'm so conscious, and many times when there are challenges, I like running away. But you came in with your team, and you are able to sort the issue of the sport. If it were not for such interventions, maybe things would not have been quiet, silent, and moving smoothly the way they are doing in this sector. I want to believe that today is going to be a special day in Isiolo. It is a day that we should mark in our calendars, because it is a day that we are going to make resolutions that will impact on this community, the Isiolo society, the Isiolo education, until generations to come. Our NAT secretary has mentioned about a TTC. We have the political leaders here. I believe you are in a position to start that narrative. When you start the narrative, when it comes to us at the right time, we will move the next step. The other request is, we would wish to have an institution of higher learning, like a campus in this county, so that we are able to attract even business, and our children will have an institution, just like KMTC. The other day, the Vice Chancellor Meru went to our PS and requested permission to cooperate with the Isiolo Education Office, and the PS granted that permission. We are yet to advance that cooperation. There are some lecturers there who want to come and start a program for the girl child in Isiolo, and some of them want to do some researches so that we can be able to see how issues of retrogressive cultural practices can be addressed. So, working as one team, we are going to make it. And as Mheshimiwa was very quick to respond, because our people have done so well, I want to congratulate and commend my team in the office. We have 6 sub-county directors of education, and we have other education officers with us. We have the quality assurance and standards officer. You are able to see the kind of results analysis that you are given. This tells us that there is a lot of professionalism in the work that is going on in our offices. We want to appreciate the ministry also because 3 of our sub-counties have vehicles. Sericho, Merti, and Isiolo. Then the CND's office, those are 4. And maybe that is where I was borrowing a leaf. We distribute even our school vehicles evenly so that the people out there can be able to share these vehicles. To our principals, congratulations. You are doing a good job. Hata kama tunasema wale wengine, those of us who are teachers know the man hours and the quality preparations that you put into your work to make sure that you achieve some of these results that you achieve is not equivalent to what other schools are doing. To some schools, depending on the entering behavior of their children, kazi yao ni rahisi sana. The resources they have, kazi yao ni rahisi sana. But for us here, we start from very far with meager resources and infrastructure, and we are able to produce what we are producing. The other day we had a team of 18 teachers from my home county, Embu, coming to benchmark at Isiolo Barracks because there is something that is happening in Isiolo. The same thing is happening in our secondary schools. Do not belittle yourself. Mujipende, you walk with your hands high because you are doing what very many people may not be able to do in the circumstances that you are in. But I would wish there's something that never came out in the SWOT. Issues of career guidance and career fairs did not come out in all the presentations from the 3 groups. And one of the reasons why we are having a challenge with our children going to the university is because they are not well versed with what COOPS looks for when they are admitting students to the universities. Performing poorly in mathematics knocks these children technically out in most of the science courses at the university.
I saw 3 very important subjects which are not done by most of the students. Very few students are doing computer science. And the future of this nation is ICT. So the challenge you have as principals and us as the boards of the school, can we encourage our students to do more ICT, more computer education? Secondly, it's unfortunate that I wanted Mumina to listen to me. It's unfortunate that in 844 system and CBC, agriculture is optional. We are from independence, we have been singing agriculture is the backbone of the economy. We don't have livestock, which is taught well in schools. We don't have agriculture. But the most unfortunate thing is after they finish Form 4, we link them with partners to do agriculture. We train them afresh. So many of our students don't do agriculture yet. There are very few. I was told of a school in one of the northeastern counties where only 1 or 2 children did agriculture. But after school, we pay partners, we bring them on board to support them to do horticultural crops, to keep small animals, to keep poultry, So as a country, I think, let us be more proactive. Let us help our learners to do more agriculture in school so that when they have that basic skills, when they now go out, they only build on that. And the 3rd subject, home science. We have many hotels here in Isiolo. If they don't do home science, they cannot go for those courses. So we have been complaining people come from outside to come and get jobs in Simba, in Sarova, and quite a number of hotels. But our young youth, don't go for those studies because they don't have the basic knowledge. So that's a challenge to all of us, both the principals and the boards. Let us encourage our learners also to focus in those areas where they can either get self-employment or they can get other opportunities for jobs.
Climate change aspect and other things. And for the teachers now, through the support of the Department of Education, through Madam Caroline and Mr. Bundi, and other stakeholders that I cannot forget, through the Office of the County Secretary, Mr. Dadhe Boru, through his assistant with Mr. Mohamed Boru, and Mr. Bitacha, and all other stakeholders who are supporting us through this engagement. At least we are very happy as an organization, having your support and collaboration, and we are here to stand to at least bring change into our communities and our county. And I know things will be in order. I say thank you. Have a blessed evening.
Kwanza kabisa wacha nishukuru walimu, principals ambayo wako hapa. Kwa niaba ya mheshimiwa anasema asanteni sana kwa sababu ya ile result tumeweza kupata mwaka huu ambaye imeridhisha kila mtu, na tuendelee. Na leo nimeona tumeweza kuonyeshwa vile tumeweza kuendelea kutoka 2019 up to date, ambaye inaonyesha tunaendelea kusonga mbele. Kwa hivyo ninaomba hata huu mwaka walimu pamoja na wazazi watashikana na tuweze kufanya kazi vizuri, tuweze kusomesha watoto wetu vyema, na pia hizo subjects ambayo tumeambiwa ya kuwa watoto wetu wameweza kuenda chini, naona itapanda mwaka huu. Na pia kwa upande mwingine naweza sema kama mzazi, kuna maadili ambayo watoto wetu wamepotoka, kwa sababu wakati watoto wanarudi nyumbani, especially our schools here in Isiolo ni day schools. Hizi secondary nyingi ni day school, ambaye chache ni I think ni Isiolo Girls na Isiolo Boys ni nusu, but hao wengine wote wanaenda nyumbani. Na wanapoenda nyumbani, mwalimu ameachana na mtoto jioni, mtoto amekuja kwa mzazi. Majukumu ambaye inabaki pale ni sisi kama wazazi tuweze kufundisha watoto wetu kukaa nyumbani na kuweza kusoma. Mimi ningeomba ministry iruhusu watoto waweze kupatiwa homework. Naona watoto wetu wa Isiolo wengi hawafanyi homework, hata kama kuna shule inafanya ni chache ambaye ni private. Nikiangalia kwa hizi local school ambaye ni ya public, watoto wakuji nyumbani na homework. Ikifika jioni wanacheza sana, na asubuhi unakutana na mtoto sana sana, hiyo inakuaga ni mzazi anaenda shule akiwa hata mchafu, akiwa hata hajaoga. Na hiyo ni mzazi, hiyo ni sisi kama wazazi tuchukue hiyo jukumu. Pale shuleni tunajua walimu wako pale wanawasomesha. Sisi pia kama wazazi tuchukue hayo majukumu na tuweze kuhakikisha watoto wetu wanaenda shule wakiwa wamefanya homework na wakiwa wako wasafi. Ingine ni kuwa walimu wa ma principals. Mimi nimeinteract na nyinyi wengi wa Isiolo North. Side ya maybe kama sijakutana na wengi wale wa Merti na Cherab, sorry. But najua mheshimiwa anawajua nyinyi wote na anajua hizo shule zote, na huwa anahakikisha ameweka kama ni darasa, kama ni hiyo lab ameweka. Kwa hivyo hata nyinyi ma principal ninawaomba muendelee kusomesha watoto ili tuweze kupata marks mzuri. Hata kama tunaletewa watoto ambao wamefail, ndio watoto wanafanya KCPE. Wakimaliza, wakipata ile grade mzuri ama marks mzuri, tunawatoa Isiolo tunawapeleka nje ya county. Ili hali tuko na shule zetu ambazo ziko hapa. Hivyo tu tumeelezwa leo. Tujipatie hiyo motivation kuwa shule zetu za Isiolo ni bora kuliko ile zingine za huko nje. Nikipeana mfano, shule nyingi za Meru ambayo watoto wetu wanaenda ni zile Harambee schools. Zilikuwa Harambee schools, ni kama tu hizi saizi tunajenga Isiolo. Haina tofauti, na walimu ni wale wale. Wale walienda college pamoja, wakaenda university pamoja. So ni the same people, wale wako Meru ndio hao walimu wako hapa Isiolo. Kwa hivyo kama wazazi, tuchukue hiyo jukumu tuweze kuweka watoto wetu kwa shule za Isiolo. Nikirudi upande ya education kwa ministry. Mheshimiwa hajaacha shule za msingi nyuma na zile za secondary hajaziacha nyuma. Nikiongea kwa niaba yake Madam Director, kuna hao watu wa ministry walikuja wakasema wanataka classes za JSS na hizi maklasses zingine za kwa sababu ya junior school. Unajua primary wako na classes chache hapa Isiolo yetu county, ambaye saa hizi this financial year mheshimiwa ameweza kutenga pesa ya kujenga 11 classes kwa kila sub county. Na kwa Isiolo hata ninaweza taja ndio mtu ajue, lakini hizi ni primary school ambaye inashikilia hiyo watoto ambayo wanakuja huko kwa our principal maybe next year. But tunaanza huku chini, tusianze juu tusahau chini. Kuna hawa watoto wa primary, hawa wa JSS wanakuja huko kwenu. Wakikuja huko kwenu watakuta ndio madarasa yapo, but huku chini hakuna. Kwa hivyo mheshimiwa akaona aongezee barracks. Isiolo barracks wameongezewa class 3 this financial year. Isiolo Samburu complex 1 class. Wabera primary 1 class. Go to primary 1 class. Gamachu primary 1 class. Biliku Muslim 1 class. Blessed primary 1 class. Kipsing primary 1 class. Rap primary 1 class. Tuale primary 1 class. Noloroi primary 1 class. Ukiangalia hizo ni ile ministry wameona inafaa kukua na iongezwe darasa kwa sababu watoto ni wengi na darasa ni chache. Lakini kwa this financial year mheshimiwa pia ameonelea ni vizuri aweze kuongeza new secondary schools. Na hizi new secondary schools ni itakuwa Kambiaju, pale Kambiaju primary itakuwa na new secondary school, this secondary school. Ingine itakuwa hapa Shambani. Na nilikuwa naona kuna wakati tulikuwa tunafanya hizo magroups, naona kila mtu alikuwa anasema catchment area. Ukiangalia hata kama tunasema tuko in catchment area tuko sawa, kuna mahali watu hawako karibu na mashule. Ukiangalia pale Kambiaju, watoto wa Kambiaju wanatoka Kambiaju, wale sasa si Kambiaju hapa ya Bulabesa, Kambiaju primary iko Burat. Na watoto wanatoka huko upande inaitwa Akadeli ama wanatoka KMC wanaenda mpaka huko kwa Ekale ni Elsa. Wanaenda Elsa, wengine wanakuja St. Paul, wengine wanakuja Waso. Wakati kunanyesha kunakuwa na gap. Watoto hawezi vuka hiyo laga wakuja upande hii, ama walimu hawezi vuka upande hiyo ingine kwa sababu hakuna pia daraja hakuna ile iko karibu na wao. Ile iko karibu na wao iko LMD. Mtoto atatoka Akadeli azunguke all the way to LMD ndo aingie shule. Si unaona hiyo ni mbali? That's why mheshimiwa ameona aweke shule ya secondary pale Kambiaju. Na pia ingine itakuwa Shambani itashika Alamach, Arimet, pamoja na Lotiki. Hizo zote zitakuwa ndo catchment areas, na hiyo area iko na watoto wengi ambayo huwa wana drop shule wakifika class 8. Kwa hivyo nachukua tu hii nafasi, Madam Director, kuweza tu kuelezea ya kuwa mheshimiwa anaendelea kufanya kazi pamoja na ofisi yako, na pia anaendelea kuhakikisha walimu wanakuwa motivated. Na nikikumbuka last year last year ndo mheshimiwa aliwa motivate kidogo, mkaenda Mombasa, wakaenda na ndege. Kwa hivyo hizo yote ni motivation ambaye mheshimiwa anajaribu kufanya ili kuhakikisha walimu hawakai kuboeka.
The second consumers of our budget, recurrent budget, are ECD teachers. We have employed around 278. Still, we are continuing employing more, word by word. We are through with Olonyiro. We are moving to Garmara, Chari, Cherab, like that, Sericho, and then we come back to Sampato here in Central. Currently, we have 5 classes which we have completed. 2 this financial year, 2 are ongoing, and we have another more 4 classrooms which will be constructed between now and July this year. We have also provision of bursary, which we actually we gave them out around 75 million in the county. We have 5 vocational training center, and we have employed around 20 instructors. Zamani hata iko na walimu, lakini saizi wako na walimu. And when you look at the performance of what we have seen today, all this is also contributed by good leadership. Tangu tumechukua usukani. I know I've been a trade unionist here in this county, where politicians actually are very much interested in. When you look lakini the crop of leadership, now we have, sisi tunapea walimu uhuru. Mambo ya ku-influence, kuweka head teachers, nini, we are not there. Hatusumbui walimu yetu. Hatuingili mambo ya transfers, they can ascertain that. Hakuna siku ofisi yetu inakuja huko anasema toa mwalimu hapa peleka huko, huyu ametupinga toa hapa peleka huko. It is not there. So the crop of leadership we are having give you a very good environment, working environment. That is. And then the other one is, let us focus from this workshop. There is a lot of drugs and drug abuse in our county. And you will be our ambassadors wherever you are, wherever you came from. Kwa sababu wale wanatumia drugs si watoto wadogo, unaona ni wale wako kwa secondary, kuanzia mwaka 12, 10 na kuendelea juu. Tafadhalini, let's fight that thing. The operation which is going on, let us support that operation. Kwa sababu ni watoto yangu na yako wanaumia at the end of the day. So wherever we are, let us guide and counsel our students, our pupils at all levels. Then we need to have people with various skills. We have these 5 colleges and we are building more vocational training centers. Wale vijana hawakufanya vizuri, kindly let us push them there. Kwa sababu Abotua very soon is going to be operational as from 1st of July. So we need a lot of skills here, manpower here. Tuko na airport runway kiongezwa, definitely employment will come in. We have inland container depot which is going to be constructed here as soon as the LAPSSET and this Horn of Africa is over. So all these require manpower. Sisi tunasema tunataka watu ya Isiolo. Watu Isiolo kama hawana skills, si tuta-import kutoka mahali ingine. So please let us pull up our socks and make sure we look into that. Then all of us should work together, from county government, national government, and you people, for actually performance to improve it is collective responsibility. The way I've told you, we have given you a very good environment. That is why performance has actually has improved. We need to motivate our teachers. We need to motivate our students. The way you have heard about promotion, that one should be looked into.
Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. God is good, and all the time, and that is his. Thank you. Let me begin by saying I'm honored to be here with you today for many reasons. For many reasons. But I will want to mention just one. For the performance you posted recently, I'm the happiest person to be around today. Kwa hivyo mimi, I want to say thank you to each one of you, because this was a collective responsibility that you undertook, and you made our county very, very proud. I think, like Madam was trying to explain, on that day I couldn't hide my excitement. I kept calling her, asking her for analysis. Nilimsumbua sana hiyo siku. All because when our county is doing well, we are also happy as your leaders. So walimu, BOM teachers, and everybody else who is a stakeholder in this sector, tunasema shukran kwenu na kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. So I want to say that many of you know that I am a trained teacher. When a person is trained to be a teacher, there will always be one. No doubt about that. So as a teacher, you will agree with me that I have a clear understanding of the things that go into the education system to make our learners achieve good learning outcome. And I also want to share that I've got some experience working with learners as a teacher both at Nairobi School and Pangani Girls. These are exemplar schools that have done almost 100% transition to universities. I saw it happen, I was part of it, so I know what I'm talking about when I'm focusing on education sector. So, because of that, I see a very big gap in our performance. You will forgive me for that. You know, having served in such school, you will wish to have your county also do the same. But I'm not only seeing a gap in our performance, I also see some hope. So as much as there's gap, there's also what? Hope. And I think we are on a journey to get there. We've built a momentum so far. And the reason why we've decided to have this conversation today is because we want to build on the momentum that we've created. The last 4 years, we've been on a trajectory that was impressive, and it will be so sad if we lose it. And that is why today's meeting is very critical. Also, as a member of pastoralist community, I've seen how education has transformed some families, and I therefore see education as the singular most promising vehicle to economic emancipation of Isiolo County. The investment we are making in our youth now will make our later years better and more secure. I want to share this. In 2019, I was privileged to make a contribution to the education sector when the former president, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, gave me a chance to work for his government as CAS in education. I got an opportunity to make a contribution to the glaring challenges in education countrywide. More specifically, we noted a huge problem of poor access to quality education, insufficient and dilapidated infrastructure, including classrooms and furniture, teacher shortages, and the absence of community involvement in our schools. These challenges were more pronounced here in Isiolo County. So having gotten the opportunity, as much as I was expected to serve the entire nation, the problem I was focusing on nationally was more pronounced in my own county. So because of that, I took on a journey. We embarked on a systematic journey that was deliberate and strategic. Just to mention a few, the focus was on the following areas. First was to address the teacher shortage. I think some four and a half years ago, maybe Arbele can tell us, we were doing badly when it comes to teacher shortage. The area was so much understaffed, and we couldn't do much about it. So this is one of the areas that I gave a lot of energy. And as we speak here, like he reported, with primary schools, we are good, except one or two. Where we have a challenge is junior secondary. So I'm happy that that is now addressed. The second area that I focused on that was really unfortunate that we were missing out was the area of curriculum supervision. We had a vast county. We had a place like Basa, we had a place like Oldonyiro, a place like Sericho. There was never any supervision of curriculum that was happening in our county. So I made it my own business. I identified over 12 teachers from TSC and moved their service to the ministry. And as we sit here, some of them are present. Maybe they could wave from wherever they are. This is something I did when I was CIS education. So you could see I was very deliberate on what I was doing. And I also noted many teachers were demotivated because they were never part and parcel of the promotion that was happening at TSC. So today, if you go to TSC, I'm a very common face. Every time there is an advert where they call for teachers to apply for promotion, mimi nimeleta list ya walimu wa Isiolo County. So they know. Nikifika wananiambia, madam, leta list yako, tunajua ni nini unatafuta. So I've been doing that to date. So if you see, maybe we've not done so well, just also remember that something is happening. It's just that we couldn't get to a scale that we are required to be. But tutaendelea kusukuma hiyo gurudumu. The same time, because I was at the helm of the ministry, I pushed KICD to ensure that all our schools that were missing books could receive them. So over 7,000 books were were delivered to our schools around that time. And I was not able to understand why we were left out. But you can imagine those are the common problems that counties from ASAL counties face. That was when I was CIS education. I was just mentioning a few. That journey didn't stop there. Luckily, Isiolo people gave me an opportunity to be their leader. And I didn't stop there. So niliendelea na safari. I will just mention a few things that I was able to do. I've been able to do so far. You've seen the Harambe we did in Isiolo Gulf. Na tulishirikiana na Mheshimiwa Samal na gavana wetu. Tuwapigie hawa makofi pia. Unajua, madam was talking about my text telling her, let me consult other leaders and come back. And I want to be honest with you here. The only two leaders I can consult from Isiolo County is Mheshimiwa Samal and our governor. Nobody else. Munaelewa hiyo maneno vile inaenda. I don't need to explain. Sindio? We've had a generator at Isiolo Girls. We've received 10 million when Deputy President visited. It went to Isiolo Boys. I think right now they've done like 10 or 5 or 7 classrooms. They've renovated the old ones. They've done a football pitch with that money, yeah? Basketball, yeah. We've had broadband connectivity in schools. We have schools like Isiolo Girls, Isiolo Boys, St. Paul, Kiwanjani, Garbatula, Sericho Secondary to be done soon, and Kipsing Secondary to be done soon. All is the effort I'm making to ensure that on technology as well, we are not left behind. Computers for our schools. We've had some for Isiolo Girls, we've had some for ELSA. Can you confirm, Makale? We've had some for Algani Girls. We've had some for, yeah, I can't mention all of it. Mobile labs. We've had one for Garbatula. We've had one for Algani. We've had one for, I can't recall all the schools, but many, many, many more things. And the bursaries, of course. Mine is very little, very, very little. But I think the footprint, when it comes to my bursaries, are all over. Because I try as much as possible to share across. So these small efforts may not seem like much, but we've made tremendous achievement this year. The first thing is 518 scored a C+ and above. Clap for yourself, Walimu. This means that 26% of our students qualified for direct university entry. This percentage is higher than the national average of 21% transition to university. So that is something to celebrate. And then 795 students scored either a C plain or a C-. This means that 39.4% of our students now qualify for diploma courses and will be making a significant contribution to the blue economy in Kenya. And finally, I want to say that this is a combined and encouraging transition rate of 65.4% direct to university and diploma colleges. So 65.4% to university and colleges is something to celebrate. And I think we've just begun our journey, not just to celebrate, but to keep the momentum going so that we can just improve on this. Not to go back on the old days when we were ashamed of looking at our results. I remember when I came in as CAS, I couldn't share with anybody how we were doing in our KCSE. So nikisikia watu wanaongea about their result, mimi natokea naenda nje. Sitaki kuulizwa maswali mingi. But right now I can sit with my peers and say what we are doing as Isiolo County. So asanteni sana walimu kwa hiyo kazi. However, this is not good enough. Unajua mwanafunzi unamsifu akifanya vizuri, alafu unamwambia bado kuna room for improvement. Isiolo is on the trajectory of being in top county in KCSE by 2027. So to do this, all stakeholders have to give their 100%. And if you will allow me, I will just mention a few things the stakeholders involved need to focus on. Because this is something I worked on and I couldn't let it go. I want it to be part of your way forward. Let me begin with parents. Wazazi. Nafikiri kila mtu hapa ni mzazi. And we have elected parent representatives in this hall. So what I want to say is that in school, we must sensitize the parents about the need to raise the little amount of money that are required to keep the children in school. You know, sometimes we tell teachers they've not done this, they've not done this, they've not done this. But they can't do it when you are not paying fees. The little money that you are asked, wazazi, tafadhali, mujikaze, mulipe hiyo pesa. Ni muhimu sana. Ama nimekosea kusema hivyo kwa wazazi? Aya. The parent representative also have to educate parents on the various ways they can access help through bursaries and scholarship. Sometimes you will find a mheshimiwa giving bursary to all of them to one person. Huyu anakuja anapatia huyu women rep. MP anapatia the same person. County anapatia the same person. Maybe that's the only person who reached out to them. So wazazi wengine hata hawana uwezo, hawana information, wakisikia form ya application kitokea hawana habari. So as parent representative, please give them the information, guide them where to go and what needs to be done. parents also need to be sensitized about the importance of parental engagement in their children's education. This is a component in CBC, a whole component, parental involvement and engagement. There's a reason why they made it a component on its own. We can't ignore it. For us to get a optimal learning outcome, parents must be involved. I know we all struggle as parents, but there's no excuse about that. Ana, lazima leo ukirudi nyumbani uangalie mtoto ameleta homework gani, inakaa aje. Are you able to help them answer those questions? Can you guide them what to do next until they go to sleep? You must ask them about how the day was like. Lazima uulize. Otherwise, you are not parenting. You are just a joker. Yeah? So, this one we must properly guide parents on that aspect. That in the current curriculum, they have a huge role to play. Kwa hivyo sisi tunawaomba kama representative wa wazazi, once in a while, call them to schools. Take them through the process of why parenting is important.